All right, that's it for Titan Quest. We did it. First things first, the bottom center of the screen says that we've beaten 60 games in 2024 and 507 since we started doing this in 2020. Those numbers are lies now. We've now beaten 61 games in 2024 and 508 since we started doing this. Let's go. All right, let's talk about the ups and downs of Titan Quest. First of all, I just want to say that I did not know what this game was. I was assuming it was like a Dragon's Dogma type game. I don't know why I thought that, but I did. And I put off playing it for a while, even though I knew that there was a sequel coming at some point, because I was like, yeah, you know, these games are good. It's not like they're bad games, but I never enjoy them as much as most people do. I kind of hurry through them. It's not really my favorite genre or whatever. But I did finally. I was like, all right, I know it's a big game, and I put those off sometimes too. But I was like, all right, I finally have got time to do it. There's not a lot of games coming out right now. Let's go ahead and sit down and do it. The second I booted it up and went to the gameplay, I noticed, I was like, this is like Diablo. I love Diablo. Why haven't I played this already? And I gotta say, man, among those Diablo type games, I haven't played a ton of those. I played all the Diablos, and I've played, I think, a couple others. This one's pretty freaking good. It's got a couple of things that are going for it that make it really special. The skill trees and the way that the classes are handled, I freaking love it. I thought that was extremely it was very clever and very inventive to the way you could mix classes. I didn't really delve into that much because I didn't use my second skill tree really at all. But I thought it was cool. And even just focusing on one skill tree, I had a great time figuring out how I wanted to build my character. And I built it in a very specific way. And I could have gone a million different directions with my character. So I really, really liked that. And the skills were fun to use. I thought they were interesting. I also thought the gear progression was really fun. The gear itself, I wouldn't put it like the top of my list. It was fine. But the rate at which you were fed better gear, it was a lot slower than what I'm used to in some other games. And I really liked that. I like it when, like, every time you upgrade your weapon, it's like really meaningful and it really makes a difference in your ability. I like that a lot. So I thought that was really good. As far as like the rest of the recipe, like the story is fine, whatever. I wasn't paying that much of attention to it, honestly. I never did in any of the Diablo games either. It was whatever. The level design I thought was fine, you know, like it was all good. None of it was bad. As far as like the design of the game itself, I thought that was all really good. But the main things I really liked were the skill trees and the gear progression. I really, really enjoyed that. Now, as far as downsides go, there are a couple. I think most of them are because of the console port, though. There were a couple of bugs. The game froze on me once. I glitched into the final boss and got killed once. There was some serious input delay on the spells, on the skills. Serious input delay. Like, I would hit the button 30 times, literally 30 times, mashing it, and nothing would happen because it was just, I guess, really finicky as far as like nothing can be touching you and you have to be standing still. It wasn't cooldowns. It wasn't any of that stuff. It was like I'm hitting the button and I'm standing there and it's just not triggering. I have a feeling that wasn't a problem on PC because I'm aware that this is a more recent console port and it's a little rough. Also, the UI, it's very clear this game was not designed for consoles. The UI, it's clear that they did their best, but it's not perfect. The UI is pretty cumbersome, especially when you look at like the quest log. The inventory was okay. Well, it wasn't great actually, because like there wasn't really a great way to customize how you sort your inventory. You just had to rely on the auto sorting, which was great that they had the auto sorting, but the sorting gear was weird. The UI for like the map and the quest log was all real cumbersome. But That's not really a knock on the game. That's a knock on the port. And it's really just because it wasn't designed for console. So I can forgive that. The things that really bugged me were like the input delays and stuff. It just seemed like the port it wasn't horrible, but it was rough. The port was a little rough. But these are, a couple of them were major inconveniences at times, but the good far outweighs the bad. When I think about where I'm going to rank a game like this, the first thing I'm going to think about is the Diablo games. 1, 2, and 4 are ranked. I beat 3 when it was new, before I was ranking games, so that one's not ranked. But 1, 2, and 4 are all quite high. I love all of those games. This game reminds me the most of Diablo 2 because of the era, and just that seems to be what it was inspired by very clearly. It's very Diablo 2, and I love that. I played Resurrected all the way through a couple years ago, loved that. I think I might like this better. I think I might like this better than Diablo 2. I liked the skill trees more, and I think I liked the gear progression better. And those two things were big deals. I love loot games, so if you can nail the gear progression, there's a lot I can forgive. And there's some things about Diablo 2 that are better. I think the story is much better. I think there were some things about the like jewels and sets and stuff like that I think are probably better. But all in all, like as far as just how much fun I had as opposed to Diablo 2 Resurrected, I think I liked this more. I don't quote me on that, but I think I did. I really, really enjoyed it. And now I am hyped for Titan Quest 2. Hyped. That's going to be a day one, like, most anticipated of the year kind of a game. So I'm very much looking forward to that. I hope it comes to consoles at launch. It might not. But I really, really enjoyed this game. I wish I hadn't waited so long to play it. I just didn't know it was like this. I didn't know it was a Diablo-like. All right, so we're good. We're done. We did it. Titan Quest, last order of business. It's been fun. Oh, I just accidentally launched it. Don't want to do that. Titan Quest, it's been fun, but we are now going to delete you from our... Oh my god, I did it again. Nick, focus up, man. I haven't beaten a game in a while. I forgot how to do this. Titan Quest, it's been fun, but we are now going to delete you from our console and never play you again. Bye. Thank you. Love you.